Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Diving into Nora Ephron's career, we will be talking about her final film, Julie and Julia. Also, stick to the end to find out who I chose next in the Director's Spotlight of my Cinema Spotlight series. Julie and Julia is about Julia Child and Julie Powell, who both share a love for cooking. But to those of you who do not know who Julia Child is, I have to say I am so sorry you never got to know the iconic cook who made a large impact on households. But before she was such an iconic figure who was basically revolutionary in many ways, she was starting out her endeavors just like you and I. Starting, struggling, and being persistent in what she wanted to do. This is where Julie Powell steps in well after the success and influence of Child, where Julie takes on a cookbook published by Julia and takes it upon herself to go through 500 plus recipes in the span of a year. The film is about both of them following a dream and finding the love in what they do and the people that they are with. From time to time, I would see Julia Child on television. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on PBS. I mean, it was reruns, syndication, all that stuff. So I don't know for sure. I just remember seeing her on television. Of course, I was a young boy with no love for cooking, so I never quite appreciated what it was and what she was trying to do and what she was doing. And, that's shame on me, but it was a hell of a culture I had no clue about until I was much, much older. But I found Julia quite memorable in her performance, as you can clearly tell that she loved what she was doing and she had such a boisterous personality. The voice is very memorable. And it's a very notable thing and a very encouraging and very positive thing, I can say. I never knew Julie Powell until this movie came out. And of course, watching this film many years later, now I know who she is. To that, I can only say that she seemed very ambitious. And over the course of a year, which is a very daunting task, takes mighty, mighty dedication. And, I definitely applaud her for that. But not that she needs it. I just think that this movie really does a good job of showing both women in their endeavors. What I enjoyed about this film is taking the time to know these characters. The film doesn't outrightly assume who you think or know Julia Child is. They show you. Meryl Streep is actually quite good in the role, as I feel she just doesn't capture the likeness of Julia. She respects it. And as much as I would love to think the same that would go for Amy Adams playing Julie Powell, I wouldn't know. I would like to imagine both roles were respected, and I think both women in this film were purely watchable and entertaining. I could follow both their stories, and not one would outshine the other. I will say, however, it was interesting to see where one story would end up over the other. Without giving anything away, you kind of know where one story will end up, but you enjoy the journey regardless. And the other, you kind of figure what would happen and hope that it does, because it's nice to root for someone who has good intentions. What I particularly liked about this film was the male presence in the film with the two leading ladies, Stanley Tucci and Christopher Messina. Both gentlemen play their roles pretty straightforward, and what I especially loved was how supportive they were with their wives. Sure, differences arose, and, they were definitely overcome, but at the end, it was really nice to see how they stood by their women's side, encouraging, building up, understanding, and even misunderstanding. But I really enjoyed seeing that because it's not something you see very often. Usually the men could be very cruel and insensitive and jerks, and then by the end of the film they come around, but not here. There only one moment is there like okay, whoa, hold on a second, you're just having a misunderstanding here. You don't, okay, all right, well, let's see how things cool off here. And it's convenient, but I can't say that if it was actually true or not because I wasn't there, and I certainly haven't read the book or anything like that. But all of this is refreshing to see. Guys and gals, in the end, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Meryl Streep is wonderful, and I love how she portrays Child striving to get her cookbook published. Amy Adams does an equally great job being an ambitious young writer, taking on the daunting task of cooking all the foods in said cookbook. This is a heartwarming film, and I think everyone should see it. And for that, I liked Julie and Julia, but surprisingly, I would not own. This is not the kind of film I would own, but I can certainly recommend it. And I think if you want it, it would be perfect for your collection. All right, this being the last film in Nora's career before her death in 2012, it is time to pick the next director on my list. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm doing a lot of assuming here, you've probably seen her films, or I'm pretty sure you've heard of them. And if you have any interest in their documentaries, then I would definitely say this next person is going to be one hell of a journey. And I think her films have made an impact in various ways. And to be honest, she's only done 4 feature films. One of the 4 are I Will Follow, Middle of Nowhere, Selma, and A Wrinkle in Time. And she has done 3 short films and 4 documentary films. This person is Ava DuVernay. I really, really wanted to do her filmography. And the reason for that is because the cultural significance she brings to these films that she creates has an authenticity, I feel. She brings a very unique perspective. Not only has she brought awareness in current matters, but masterfully captured the likeness of working class communities and political activists. Martin Luther King. With her, I will be doing something different, where, of course, I will be reviewing the films she directed, but considering her filmography, she does go back and forth between short films and feature films. So I actually will be omitting short films for the first time because, well, they're a little hard to obtain. And if there are ones that I can, I just don't see the point if I can't get to all of them, so I'm just going to omit the short films for now. But in placement of that, I will be looking at a television program she directed. It consists of 4 episodes, and it's called When They See Us. This will be the first time in a while I'll be reviewing a TV show on my channel, along with the fact that in my Cinema Spotlight, I omit TV shows if a director had their hand in them. So this is going to be the first time I'm going to go back to a TV show, review it on my channel, and the first time I'll ever review a TV show within this show. The reason why I'm giving such an exception to this is because she directed all 4 episodes. And that is a pure, beginning, middle, end piece of work. And I really need to... I feel like I owe it to myself to watch it because this is about something very, very, very crucial, important, and kind of tragic. So that's what I'm going to do. I will also be reviewing, if I can find them, a few of her documentary films. 13th is included with that. I don't expect to say anything profound, but I do want to bring more awareness to people to watch these things, especially since I know that they're about something extremely important, especially with race and culture being involved. So I will be figuring things out, trying to find these titles so I can watch them. And if at any point you see that I've skipped over something that you think I should have reviewed in her filmography, I will keep you updated throughout the course of her films to let you know why they were not reviewed or were reviewed. Some of her projects, when I did early research, were really hard to find and obtain. So with all that, sorry to keep you for so long, but I hope you look forward to my journey into Ava's filmography, and I hope that you've enjoyed my journey in Nora's. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you have seen Julie and Julia, please let me know down in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss another video. With all that said, I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.